Today you can leave your room whenever you want. Here you can't. Today the ocean means vacation. Here it means you're surrounded. Today silence is a choice. Here, silence had rules. Break them and you disappeared. This is Alcatraz, 1934 to 1963. The Rock. The prison built to break men without touching them. And for the next 14 minutes you're not watching. You're inside. Subscribe. And tell me in the comments, how long could you last in here? The sound hits you first. Metal, endless metal. Doors slamming somewhere down the corridor. Echoes bouncing off concrete walls that sweat with condensation. The air is cold, not winter cold, but the kind that soaks into your bones and never leaves. It smells like rust and salt and something you can't name. Something old. You're on an island. 1¼ miles of rock sitting in the San Francisco Bay. The water is 48 degrees. The currents are brutal. Sharks patrol the depths. But that's not why no one escapes. They don't escape because Alcatraz doesn't need walls, it needs routine. And routine is a cage you carry inside yourself. It's 1938. The Great Depression has ended, but its children are still here, locked away. Al Capone is 3 tiers above you. Machine Gun Kelly is somewhere in D block. Robert Stroud, the Birdman, hasn't seen a bird in years. This prison was built for one purpose: to hold men the other prisons couldn't break. Not through violence, through control, through the slow, methodical destruction of hope. You are inmate 547. That's all you are now, not a name, a number. The bell rings at 6:30 a.m. Not a soft bell, a hammer against metal. Sharp, violent, designed to jolt you awake from whatever fragment of sleep you manage to steal. You're already sitting up before your brain catches up to your body. That's what months in here do. They train your reflexes to obey before you think. The cell is 5 feet by 9 feet, smaller than most bathrooms. A steel cot bolted to the wall, a sink, a toilet with no seat, no privacy. The walls are painted grey, but the paint is peeling, exposing older layers beneath: green, cream, rust. Other men lived here before you. You wonder what happened to them. The bars are cold when you grip them. Outside your cell, the cell block is waking. 450 cells stacked in tiers. Broadway, they call the main corridor, like it's a joke. Like this is entertainment. Footsteps, heavy boots on concrete. The guards are coming for count. You stand at attention inside your cell, hands at your sides, eyes forward. The guard walks past without looking at you. He's counting bodies, not people. You're breathing, so you're accounted for. He moves on. The sound of his boots fades, replaced by the constant backdrop of the prison. Metal creaking, someone coughing 3 tiers down, the wind howling through ventilation shafts, and beneath it all, always, the ocean. Waves crashing against rock. A sound that should mean freedom but only reminds you how trapped you are. The morning count takes 20 minutes. Every prisoner standing in their cell, every guard walking every tier. If the count is wrong, they do it again and again until everybody is accounted for. Time doesn't belong to you anymore. It belongs to the count. When it's over, the bell rings again. Breakfast. The cell door slides open with a mechanical groan. Not your choice. The guard controls it from a central panel. You step out into the corridor with 300 other men, all moving in the same direction, all silent. The rule is absolute. No talking during movement. A whisper can earn you days in solitary. A shout can earn you weeks. You walk in line, single file, shoulder to shoulder but not touching, eyes forward. The dining hall is vast and echoing. Long metal tables bolted to the floor. Benches bolted to the tables. Nothing moves. Nothing can be used as a weapon. You sit where you're told. The guard watches from a raised platform with a rifle, not pointed at anyone, just visible. A reminder. Breakfast is oatmeal, watery, tasteless. A piece of bread. Coffee that's more water than coffee. You eat in silence. Around you, men shovel food into their mouths with mechanical efficiency. Some stare at nothing. Some glance toward the windows, barred narrow slits that show the bay beyond. San Francisco is right there, 2 miles across the water. You can see the buildings, the cars moving on the streets, the city waking up to a day of choices and movement and life. You can see freedom. You just can't touch it. That's the design. Alcatraz doesn't hide the world from you. It shows you what you've lost every single day. Breakfast lasts 15 minutes, then the bell, then movement. Back to the cells or to the work assignments. You're assigned to the laundry. It's not a choice. Nothing here is a choice. The laundry is a massive room filled with industrial machines. The heat is suffocating. Steam rises from washers filled with sheets and uniforms. The noise is deafening. Metal drums spinning, water sloshing, guards shouting orders over the roar. You work alongside 20 other men. None of you speak. The guards watch, always watching. You fold sheets, thousands of sheets. White institutional fabric that smells like lye. Your hands move automatically. Fold, stack, fold, stack. Hours pass. The windows high above show sunlight, but it doesn't reach you. The room is dim, the air thick with moisture and chemical smell. Your mind wanders. It's the only freedom you have. You think about the trial, the judge's face, the jury that wouldn't look at you, the sound of the gavel. 20 years, you've done 3, 17 to go. But time doesn't work the same way in here. Days blur together. Weeks vanish. Months feel like years. If you're still here, would you survive this place? The bell rings for lunch. You file back to the dining hall. The same route, the same silence, the same armed guard on the platform. Lunch is beans, bread, water. You eat. You return to work. The afternoon is identical to the morning. Fold, stack, fold, stack. The machines drone. The steam rises. The guards pace. Around 2 p.m. something shifts. A prisoner 3 rows over drops a sheet. It's nothing, an accident. But the guard yells. The prisoner bends to pick it up. The guard yells again. The prisoner freezes. Wrong move. Too slow. Too fast. It doesn't matter. The guard is already crossing the room. You keep folding, eyes down. The guard grabs the prisoner by the arm and pulls him toward the door. The man doesn't resist. Resistance makes it worse. He's gone. Maybe to the hole. Maybe to the warden's office. You don't know. You keep folding. No one looks up. No one reacts. This is Alcatraz. Punishment is random and absolute. You survive by becoming invisible. The afternoon drags. The light through the windows shifts. Golden hour. Outside, people are finishing work, heading home, deciding where to eat dinner. In here, you're folding sheet number 863. Or maybe it's the same sheet you folded this morning. You can't tell anymore. The bell rings at 4:30 p.m. Work ends. You file back to your cell. The door slides shut behind you. Metal on metal. A sound you'll hear in your sleep for the rest of your life. Dinner comes at 5 p.m. The same routine, the same food, potatoes, mystery meat, bread, the same silence. The same view of San Francisco glittering in the distance as the sun sets. Back in your cell by 6 p.m. This is the hardest part. The waiting. You have a book. One book. You've read it 4 times. The library cart comes once a week and you can trade it for another, but that's 3 days away. So you read it again. The same sentences, the same pages. The words lose meaning. They become patterns, shapes, anything to fill the hours. Some men talk through the ventilation shafts, whispering into the grates, their voices carried through the ducts to other cells. It's against the rules. But the guards can't monitor everything. You've heard men plan escapes this way. Elaborate fantasies involving stolen tools and makeshift rafts and moonless nights. None of them work. Alcatraz has had 14 escape attempts, none successful. Well, 5 men disappeared into the bay and were never found. The prison calls that success. The prisoners call it death. You don't whisper through the vents, it's not worth the risk. Solitary confinement is called the hole, D-block, strip cell. Different names for the same nightmare. You've been there once. 3 days for talking during breakfast. 3 days in total darkness. No light, no sound, no human contact. A concrete box 6 feet by 9 feet, no bed, no toilet, a hole in the floor. Food pushed through a slot once a day. Bread and water. In the hole, time stops. You lose track of hours, days. You start talking to yourself just to hear a voice. You start seeing things in the darkness. Shapes that aren't there. Faces in the void. By the 3rd day, you're not sure if you're awake or dreaming. When they finally pull you out, the light burns. Your legs don't work. Your voice is gone. You don't talk during breakfast anymore. The evening drags. The light outside your window fades. The city lights come on, a constellation of life you can't reach. The ocean gets louder at night. The wind picks up. The building creaks and moans. Men cough. Someone is crying 3 cells down. Quiet, muffled. The guards don't stop him. Crying isn't against the rules. It's just pathetic. At 9:30 p.m. the lights go out. Not gradually, all at once. The entire cell block plunged into darkness, except for the dim emergency lights at the end of each tier. The ocean sound intensifies. Without the visual distractions, your ears sharpen. You hear everything: breathing, shifting, the guard's boots on the catwalk above. You lie on the steel cot. The mattress is thin. The blanket is scratchy. The pillow is flat. You stare at the ceiling, though you can't see it. You count 1, 2, 3. Anything to push back the silence, the isolation, the creeping thought that this is forever, that 17 years might as well be a death sentence, that even if you survive, the man who walks out won't be you. Al Capone went insane here. Syphilis, they said. But the prison didn't help. He spent his last years in a medical cell talking to people who weren't there. They released him in 1939. He died in 1947. Broken. Robert Stroud, the Birdman, spent 17 years in Alcatraz. He wasn't allowed birds here. The name was a lie. He spent most of his time in solitary. When they finally transferred him, he'd forgotten how to be around people. Alcatraz doesn't torture. It doesn't need to. It just takes time, and in taking time, it takes everything else. You close your eyes. Sleep comes in fragments. The bell will ring in 8 hours, and the day will begin again. Exactly the same. The same count, the same breakfast, the same silence, the same folding, the same view of freedom you can't have. Days blur into weeks, weeks into months. The routine becomes automatic. You stop thinking, you stop hoping. You become what the prison wants: a number, a body, a thing that obeys. And maybe that's the real punishment. Not the bars, not the cold, not the isolation. It's the slow realization that the prison isn't just around you, it's inside you, and it's building walls you'll carry long after you leave. Today, Alcatraz is a tourist attraction. Families take ferries across the bay. They walk through the cell blocks with audio guides. They take photos. They say things like, "I can't imagine living here." Then they leave. They get back on the ferry, cross the water, and return to their lives. But for 29 years, men lived here. Not visiting, living. Waking up to the same bell, the same count, the same cold, the same ocean reminding them they were surrounded. Some of them made it out, some of them didn't, but all of them carried Alcatraz with them, in their sleep, in their silence, in the way they never quite trusted open doors again. Subscribe, leave a comment, tell me what you think, and if you're watching from somewhere with an open door, walk through it, because you can.